Hey, what up, guys? It's Guys Who Talk About Things. With you is your boy Gabe.
Sure. Just a minute, dude. He didn't exit.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Blooper, dude. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Guys Who Talk About Things. With you is your boy Gabe.
And this is Shankar here.
Hey, this is Raghu.
And today we're going to talk about the way technology will impact the automobile industry within the next 10 years. I think 1 year is a long time. Predicting 10 years? This guy.
No, but this sounds like an interesting one, right? So I have at least finished 10 years of my experience in this industry, and you have some 7 years of experience, he has some 7 years of experience. But all of us, with what we have seen, how the future is going to be shaped, is what...
Dude, but then you think, like, stuff I learned when I started, like, 7 years ago, like, that's non-existent now.
Yeah. The change is the only constant, pretty much.
Yeah.
The change and adapting to the new changes, and looking at the way the customers adapt to the things that you actually produce for them. So that's what is going to shape the next 10 years, is what I believe.
And then whenever you do find someone who wants a car, you're gonna be like, damn, dude, you own a car
still own a
for
car,
real? Like, it's gonna be
I'm
crazy.
just trying to think of an analogy, but I can't remember anything.
For-
Something that people will...
How many of you guys own cars right now? That's a good thing.
Right, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how many of you, like, I'm not gonna buy a car in the next, maybe
Yeah.
10 years, I think. How many of
I
you
think the
guys
question is
will?
how many of you don't want to own a
There we
car?
go, that's a better
Yeah,
that's a
question.
better question.
Let us know
So-
below, guys. How many of you don't want to buy own
in the
cars?
cars.
Yeah.
Why you have so many cars produced, first of all? If a single car can fulfill all of our three needs, with the rest of the 90% of the stale time that is sitting in my garage time. So my garage time should be the utilization time of someone else.
Yeah.
That way you do not need so many cars out in the road as well.
I think the total number of cars out in the market will decrease,
Yeah.
and the utilization of each vehicle will increase. Like, let's say there's a family, the car can go drop the kids at school,
Right.
come back, and then the parents can go to work.
Yeah.
Right?
And then while the parents are at work, use it for...
Yeah, we use it for whatever, like
Yeah.
go get groceries or whatever. Heck.
And I don't think this might take 10 years, dude, because the technology that is in place for now
Yeah.
has all of these things that we are discussing about.
Yeah.
It's the marketing model or the
Business
selling model,
model is
business
what
model, yeah, business
business
model
model
is
is
the
what
right
we're talking
term.
about.
I think
Yeah.
the model that's going to take over is going to be the subscription model. Like,
Yeah.
every industry is going to adopt it, dude. From,
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't make sense for you to own anything. I'd
Right,
rather lease
right.
or rent everything I need in my life.
Yep.
So like in our, say, programming industry, how we call it as full stack developers, like from back end till front end, it doesn't make sense having a company like Tesla and then having a company like Uber and then
Yeah.
one more consumer. It should be a full stack car fleet service.
Yeah.
What does it take for Tesla to run the entire end-to-end service, right?
Battles and whatnot.
When I think about it, right, I think there will be, like, when it comes to subscription, I think there will be plans like, let's say you have a basic plan with Uber or somebody. With the basic plan, you get if you call a cab, it comes in like 10 to 15 minutes. And then you have premium plans. So in premium plans,
Yeah.
you're guaranteed that as you call a cab, it comes in less than 5
Yeah,
minutes,
that's
and
cool.
it will be a premium car,
That's cool.
right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's still a lot of personal attachment to, like, cars are still a little bit of a status.
Because they're
symbol, I think.
they're
that's true.
luxury.
People like to show it off as their style. There's so much, it's almost like your dressing fashion sense, right?
So really the thing that we are talking here is about
Yeah.
solving the problem of commute, right?
Yeah.
So but now in some of the emerging markets, say like India, say in some other, I couldn't pick some other countries, but one of the news article that I was reading, like in India, the air taxi is going to be
Yeah.
really popular in the next 5 years. We are talking about 10 years here, but they are saying air taxi is so popular is going to be so popular in a country like India. So how do you see this? Where do these elements fit in? Because these are different aspects of solving the same problem. So how do you guys see this moving trends?
I think that's two, to me right now at least, there are two separate things which will eventually come together, right? Autonomous cars are one thing, and taxis are taxis, I think right now is just they're still developing the technology, and once the technology is there, it's just about integrating it into the ride share models and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah.
A big question. Like, I'm not even gonna answer your question because I can't, right? But I got a real big question right now in my mind. Like, Can companies still break into this market, dude? Like, let's say you were just starting to train automobiles. You were just that guy, right? But could you still like compete with Tesla? Like startups nowadays, if someone made an automobile, let's say artificial intelligence, machine learning, whatever you want, startup, do you think they can actually compete with the big industry giants today?
Yeah, I think so, because what is the purpose of Kickstarter, right? It's not about, it's more of a crowdsourcing rather than one individual company funding on everything. If I like a product, then I put it on Kickstarter, I get back my product. That's all. It need not be on a mass scale of production unless and until it is widely accepted. But unlike the older days, like TechCrunch is there, Kickstarter is there are many ways to build up your startup, or it's about crowdsourcing your ideas and getting a view. And I think now the platform is there for any of the startups, and they can reach out to the right people, and then they can do it, is what I believe. It might be really hard. I have not tried one for myself in Kickstarter, but it might be a good place to start with.
Smaller companies, like historically, smaller companies have always been busting into big markets, right? Where big players were there.
They've been known to be disruptive, I think. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think small startups can stick it to the man?
And coming back to the ownership of cars, right?
Yeah.
So when we were talking about like in the future, nobody is going to own a car. So how do you think? So what would be the alternative? Like, will Uber and all be mainstream?
Yeah, again, it might not be the current business model of Uber might not be fitting in there, but like Gabe was telling us the other day, there can be a simple, easy to subscribe. It may not be a big company which owns. If I have a platform, that's a say open source platform, where you can request me a car for say 1 day. You can request me a car for 2 days. It should be a peer-to-peer stuff, something like blockchain maybe, right? So putting all those things in a blockchain over a distributed network, it might be quite a low investment and a good value proportion.
Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't thought about, because I was always thinking about companies offering subscription models.
Yeah.
And I never thought about peer-to-peer, like person to person. I give you my car for the day.
Right.
Person to person might be the way of the future, dude. Person to person rental of cars.
That might be a really good one. So I kind of derived this idea out of cryptocurrencies.
And
right? So,
that idea exists, like peer-to-peer rental with luxury cars.
Like Airbnb is also.
Airbnb. Airbnb of
Airbnb
automobile industry.
Yeah. And I've seen it of luxury cars. I haven't seen it of just standardized transportation, right?
Right.
Because I look at the caveats of it, right? Like, let's say I'm renting from you a car, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rent it from you, and then I gotta go. Let's say I'm traveling to El Paso. I can't just leave it back, right?
I have to come back. Yeah.
So there's a few things.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So
the car can come back.
Well,
you don't have to come back.
Well,
can come back on its own.
If you are, it can be like why he pays for all the 1,000 miles round trip, right?
Yeah.
If he's ready to pay for the 500, then you can pick up some other guy who can rent your car in the back, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, right? Your car, instead of sitting in your garage for 90% of the time, it could be out there making money for you.
Dude,
just send it out, it could be making money for you. Right?
They should do it like timeshares, dude. You buy a car with a bunch of people, and whenever they need it, they split it amongst themselves.
There are so many ways that can go, right? With self-driving cars, subscription is one, peer-to-peer is one thing, like pooling and buying a car is one thing.
That is.
So
pooling and buying.
You never thought about pooling, dude.
That's an awesome idea.
Hey, you guys want to pool into buying a car? $1,000 car.
Also think about, currently we are talking about solving just the consumer problem, right?
Yeah.
Think about the infrastructure as well, right?
Yeah.
Why you expand your roads from 1 lane, 2 lane, 4 lane, 8 lanes, right?
Yeah.
If everything can be accommodated.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and why even have a mass production of all these cars, right? If one car can solve the human needs of 10 people, why have 10 different cars?
Yeah, exactly. I was telling, right? So the total number of cars out there on the market will reduce.
Yeah.
So now you spoke about like having 5 lanes, 6 lane roads and all. So what do you think about air taxis? What kind of infrastructure do you think?
Kind of road system.
What kind of systems do you think? Yeah, laws and everything, right? What kind of systems do you
already we have drones. right?
Yeah.
Drones generally operate between say 800 feet, or they're not. I think they're not permitted to go beyond 800 feet.
Okay.
But the general, passenger carrying planes, they do it at 30,000 feet.
Right.
There are some levels for cargo planes as well.
Right.
So mostly, I think it would be a licensed airspace. That's what I think. So it might not really be a real infrastructure needed, but how you share the airspace is what I think will be the infrastructure needed for air taxis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think
And a well sophisticated air traffic
I
centers.
think a pretty cool thing that could come from air taxis is like park and go. Like you go
Yeah.
park somewhere with your regular car, then get on the commute air taxi. Everybody,
Yeah.
I think it's much better as public transportation than it is private transportation. You get me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then now the buses, they don't have to ride on the regular roads. It's like the public transportation could become the optimal way to get to work.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Right,
there's
yeah.
all these ways you can play with it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good problem to solve, and just by we chatting, we could solve the problems in more number of ways.
And then you have
Yeah.
all these different
more
things,
ideas
right?
than just sitting there.
Because
Yeah.
think about it, like the immediate impact is like we don't need cars anymore, right? But then over time, it's like less pollution. Everything's
you
greener.
contribute less to the global warming.
Yeah, at least less, right? Let's say at least less. You look at like now that I'm doing a lot of skateboarding in the streets and everything, like I've noticed, dude, like it's not meant for like really anything that's not an automobile. Like everything's just slightly just too far
Yeah,
to
that's
comfortably walk to or commute to.
Yeah.
You have to use a car. And that's
Yeah.
crazy. Alright guys, and remember to tell us in the comments below how you think technology will affect the automobile industry within the 10 years. And remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button for more. Peace! Cool, dude!
This game.
Cool.